Hi, I'm Matty from Future Forests and I'm going to show you how to plant your Bareroot hedge. When you get your parcel, what we'd like you to do first thing is to open the parcel and check your contents. On the front of the parcel you'll find a delivery note, and on that should hopefully match all the contents inside of your package. If you unpack your parcel carefully, you could reuse the plastic bags. They're good plastic bags. And the straw, I have chickens, so I use the straw for the chickens. So be careful to do this outside or maybe in a shed or something like that, so you don't get straw all over your carpet. We often use bamboo canes as well, so they're fantastic for maybe your sweet peas in the summer. Once you've taken all your plants out of the parcels and you've checked and you're happy that you've got everything, we'd like you to make sure that your roots are in good shape. So start off and take them out and dip them in a bucket of water. There's no need to leave them in there overnight or for hours. Just dip them, shake them, and you're ready to go. If you're not planting straight away, once the roots are wet, take them back into the bag, tie up the bag so the air can't get into the bag, and then store your trees in a shed or an outhouse upright out of the wind until you're ready to plant. Now, if you can't plant for a long time, if it's going to be more than a week, then we advise you to heel the plants in. And that's very basic. You just dig a small trench. You can stick the plants in their bundles and cover them back with loose soil. Once they're covered, they're absolutely safe until you're ready to plant, as long as you do it before the end of the Bareroot season. When planting a hedge, the most important thing is actually to choose the right hedge for the location you have. We're planting a hornbeam hedge, and I'm doing that because the ground is quite heavy and prone to damp, and hornbeam will thrive in conditions like that. So more importantly for a hedge, choose the right hedge to suit your site. When planting, the first step really is to clear the ground where you're planting. You really want to remove the sod, any weeds, anything that's going to cause competition to the plants that you're about to give their forever home to. When planting a hedge, it's good to excavate a small trench, just enough that the plants can sit comfortably into the trench. Now, this one I'm doing a double row, and I'm planting 5 per metre, which is a real nice density to make a good dense hedge. I put the first one in, then I use my stick to measure the next one, and then the other one is just planted in between and just 4 inches out from the original. This creates a lovely double staggered row, which means your hedge is going to be really thick even within a few years. If you're planting with manure and you're using manure as compost, it's really, really crucial that it has to be well rotted. So an absolute minimum 1 year old. In this video, we've been using G-Up, which is an organic rotted manure, and that's perfectly safe to use. People often ask us, how deep should we plant Bareroot trees? Now, you'll see on most trees, you can see the old nursery soil mark on it, and that's your guideline. That's where you should be aiming for. Once you fill the soil back in, it's good to firm the plant right in. You've really got to firm it so that it's not going to sway in the wind. And as you firm it, I like to give the tree just a little tug up, which will make the roots splay out and hopefully create better growth. Once you've planted your hedge, I always believe it's a good idea to trim it back. I'm a big believer in bringing a hedge up slow. If you put the work into it in the first couple of years, it'll thicken out, and then after that, it'll really take off. So once you've planted, cut off that whippy growth. It also helps with water retention, gets rid of apical dominancy, and makes your hedge really nice and bushy. I have a thing that no root should ever go in the ground dry. So when you're planting, always dip the root before planting. Once planted and once firmed in, it's a really good idea to water in your hedge. Even if there's rain coming, it's always just a good practice. If you can, I think it's always a good idea to try and mulch after you've planted. Mulching helps with weed suppression, which knocks out competition and makes your trees grow faster. It also helps with water retention and even insulation if the temperatures are really low. So if you can, please do mulch your hedge. Sometimes in challenging locations, young hedges can struggle, especially if there's a lot of wind. So you could always consider putting up a shelter net, which will protect the hedge in the first couple of years of its life until it gets well established. Once you've planted, obviously trees are still fresh and the roots have not fully established in the ground. So it's a really good idea, especially if you've had some inclement weather, a lot of wind, maybe some frost, go and check your plants. They may need healing in, they may need refirming. For the first few years, you really, really want to stay on top of weed suppression. So if you can, every year, weed your hedge, weed your whips, weed your fruit trees. This will dramatically increase the growth of these plants. If you're unsure about anything or you have any queries whatsoever, please do contact us at Future Forest. We're more than happy to help.